It's so beautiful, this subject. So in this moment now, who speaks? So everybody looks and thinks Lisa's speaking, but how am I speaking? I don't know how I learnt language. I don't know how that happened. I can tell you the process of what happened, how my parents did it, or how the schooling system did it, but I don't actually know how it happened. I can tell you how the brain works, but I actually, in this moment, I don't know. This body learnt to speak. I also can't tell you how I'm speaking. I'm not thinking and then speaking. So I'm not sitting there thinking, okay, now you have to say this sentence, now you have to say that sentence. It's way too quick. I'm just speaking. It's just coming out in this moment, and I don't know how I'm doing it. I don't know how I'm squeezing my voice box together and making the sounds. I don't know how this happens. But yet, in our society, we're so easy to say, Lisa spoke, that Lisa's speaking. But how? How do I speak? And this is quite obvious when we think about it. And it's quite obvious that it's appropriate in society to say, you are guilty, this is your fault, or this is your responsibility, because that's how our society works. So if somebody's cow makes a turd in your front room, they can come and clean up the turd. Like, this is appropriate. But it's not actually true. But we're so convinced by what we think. We put what we think above everything, above logic, above sense, above magic, above freedom, above ease. We think that is true. It's somebody's fault. But how? How did somebody do something? How did you arrive here? Maybe you can give me a very wise answer of how you arrived here, like you walked here, or that you decided to come here. But how is that happening? How does that mean that you did it? So you could have the idea that you have free will to think all these things, but how are you thinking? If you had free will, you'd be able to program your thinking. But who would even do that? Like, how is it all happening? How did you wake up this morning and think, I have free will and I'm going to go to Lisa's talk? The stories that you tell yourself give the appearance of free will, but there's not actually free will. It's a happening. And it's mysterious, and it's unknown, and it's magical. And we lost that magic by believing that our thoughts are true. We lost the magic of living by living in a story of ourselves. And the story of ourselves, for most people, becomes more and more difficult over time. Because our thinking mind is about overcoming problems. So if you see yourself as a story, then you are going to be a problem that needs to be fixed. So you're going to be judging your life as a problem. Our thinking mind evolved in order to fix problems, to fix our environment, to help us survive. So therefore, we can only think of ourselves in that paradigm. We can't think of ourselves outside this seeking to survive, seeking to make our environment better. So we think of ourselves like that.